Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Matt Harris. Today on Energy, we're going to head over to Brennan's Playground in Westhoff Park to check out the newest landscape edition. And later on in the show, we'll check in with our Parks and Recreation Department and learn how to reserve pavilions for your next great event. But first, let's get in the action with our Renaud Spirit Center fitness classes.
What do Vinyasa Yoga, Hip Hop Hustle, and Body Fusion have in common? They're just a sampling of the many fitness classes offered at the Renaud Spirit Center. With great instructors, fun exercise programs, and new classes every week, it's never been easier to burn those unwanted calories.
I was tired of being overweight. I've got to get back in shape where I can move around, work out in the yard, which I dearly love, and I couldn't. I just didn't have the strength, and I didn't have the ability to bend and scoop and do what it takes to be in the yard.
New to working out? Pick a combo class like arms and abs versus butts and guts, which will help you sculpt and strengthen your core while toning your entire body.
The class I taught is a split. On Monday we do arms and abs. On Wednesday we do butts and guts, and we focus solely on the arms and abdominal muscles for half an hour on Monday, and then on Wednesday the glutes and the abdominal muscles. So it's very specific, and we go really hard for about a half an hour, boom, boom, boom. It's good if you don't have a whole lot of time to exercise, but you want to get a class in. For a lot of people who are really busy.
It looked tough enough, but easy enough to start. It had the abs and the arms, which I need for strength.
Or, if you really want an intense workout, we offer plenty of high-octane classes like our popular Turbo Kick class. Blending kickboxing, interval training, and strength and endurance exercises, Turbo Kick is a workout that really gets results.
I teach Turbo Kick class at the Renaud Spirit Center. I love it. It's a great calorie burner. It's high energy. It makes you think that it makes you do things that you don't think you can do.
I really like the atmosphere, the variety of classes, the times of the classes work really well with my schedule.
One of the biggest draws for our fitness classes are our certified trainers who make every workout a fun, fat-burning experience.
I think it's challenging because I try and mix it up, do something different every class time. I use different pieces of equipment. I try and keep it interesting and challenging and definitely not boring.
I think they've been fantastic. Julie's very easy, but yet hard, and she recognizes in the class whether we're capable of doing something, and she might back off or she might make it a little tougher.
People are just really friendly with each other. The trainers know what they're doing, and there's always a lot of variety, and it's always a good workout.
Want in on the action? Stop by the Spirit Center or check out your OFallon Rec Guide to find a class that will work for you.
If you're not exercising, you're cheating yourself out of a good chunk of what your life could be.
Think winter is a bad time to plant a tree? Think again. Garth and Jeff will take you through the process step by step.
First thing I look for, and it all depends on what kind of tree you're looking at, but if you're looking at a good shade tree, you want a well-branched tree with good lateral branches, spaced really nice as you go up the tree. You want to look for any damage on the trunk. Sometimes they'll get damaged in shipping. Look for any insect or disease problems. And make sure that the trunk's got good trunk taper. You don't want a trunk that's just the same thickness all the way down. That means that it's probably been staked, and you want to have a good taper on your trunk. You also want to, when you're looking at the ball, you want to make sure that you can see the trunk flare. Otherwise, there's too much soil on top of the ball when they dug it. And you want to look for a good solid ball. It's not loose in the ball. It's hard to find that perfect tree because they're a product of Mother Nature, but those are some of the main things you look for when picking out a tree. Well, the first thing is site selection. You want to pick the right tree or shrub, whatever it be, for the site. And that includes anything from good drainage, to whether it's full sun or partial sun, etc. So just good site selection is critical. The next thing we'll do is dig the hole for the tree. And generally what you want is a hole that's twice as wide as the ball of the tree. And you want the sides of the hole to be sloping at an angle instead of straight down, and that just helps your root growth down the road. And you also don't want to plant anything too deep. You want that trunk flare that you should be able to see when you look at the ball. You want that at soil level or slightly higher. It's critical not to have something too deep. After you get that ball set in the hole, untie your ropes from the trunk, but you want to make sure you have all the moving of your tree done at that point before you untie the tree, the ropes around the trunk, and then we roll that burlap back, and then we proceed to backfill with soil. And what we do there is we generally use the soil on site. It's not highly recommended to amend the soil. It's best to go with the existing soil.
When you're jetting a tree, it's one of the most critical steps in doing it, because you want to compress or move, basically you want to close up any air gaps within the soil, because if you have air gaps, the roots won't grow, and then you'll have root death, which can lead to failure of your tree. So by doing it this way, you're not compacting the soil as you would if you use your feet or a tamp or a shovel or anything else to pack the soil in around it. It also keeps the tree from moving back and forth too much. Even though you've already got soil around it, soil does settle. It's important when you are jetting, you don't just do it in one spot, you move all around the tree, and you make sure that when you do jet, you use enough water. I like to wait until it starts bubbling up and you see the soil actually starting to cave in, and then you just keep working your way around it until you've worked your way all around the whole tree, and you can go ahead and move your soil back up on top. And it also helps if you water the top of the root ball too, because it's dry, and that way there's plenty of available moisture for the tree itself.
When you mulch a tree, you don't want to pile that mulch up around the trunk. We have it tapered away from the trunk, but you generally try to get 2 to 4 inches of mulch around the tree ring, and just don't get it build up around the trunk. And another key thing too is not to pile soil on top of the ball. That's another thing that's critical. It's all about oxygen and water exchange, and you can actually suffocate the root system if you put too much soil on top of the ball, or any soil for that matter. We generally just stake when we have to. If we have it like pines, which generally get wind swept pretty easy, sometimes we'll stake those, or if it's just a tree that has got a lot of height per the ball size that it has, and we know we're going to have problems, or if it's an extremely windy site, we'll stake. And that's pretty much it.
Curious about the photography hanging on the walls of the RSC? Our latest art exhibit features the work of the OFallon Photo Club.
Headed to the Renaud Spirit Center? You might want to get there a few minutes early so you can check out our latest art exhibit, featuring the work of the OFallon Photo Club. Photos cover the walls of the Rec Center, showcasing the talents of members of the club.
The Renaud Center graciously hosts us once a year to have an exhibit from the OFallon Photo Club. And our criteria is that it is the photographer's favorite picture from the current year. We like for you to take one of your photos that you've shot during last year and to display it. And usually it's listed with whatever kind of technique that they used for the photograph. I always find it very exciting to have my photos displayed at the Renaud Center. When they are displayed, I make a special selection to pick the ones that I really like. They're my favorites. So when they're displayed and someone that I work with comes by and says, "Oh, I saw your pictures at the Renaud Center," it was really, a nice compliment that some of my fellow employees made a comment that they had seen the picture. So it shows people the different work of the photographers we have in our club.
Got an interest in photography? Whether you're an old pro with a camera, or if you don't know the difference between a lens cap and a tripod, this is the club for you.
The OFallon Photo Club is really for anyone that has a love of photography, because we take all skill level. And one of the greatest things about this club, and I think the reason it's grown through the years, is because we're not competitive, but we all share a love for photography. And it is the greatest bunch of people who are more than willing to share the knowledge that they have with another person. One of the greatest things about our club is the wide range of experienced photographers that we have in there. Whether some experience may be in the camera, some may be with software, and then they are more than willing to expand that into helping you learn to be a better photographer.
The OFallon Photo Club's annual exhibit at the Renaud Spirit Center is a great way to check out the work of local artists from our community. The exhibit is going on now and will be on display until February 17th. If you're interested in the club and would like to know more, you can contact Pam Landolt at PALIRISH@sbcglobal.net, or just stop by during the regular meetings.
We are always open to having anyone new come to the photo club. We meet on the second Wednesday of the month here at the Renaud Center at 7 o'clock. And you don't have to call to have someone to invite you. Our door is open to anyone that would like to come.
It's time for a break. When we return, we'll check out the Renaud Spirit Center's latest swim classes, and we'll find out what's coming up in our community right here on Energy.
The O'Fallon Mayor's Youth Advisory Council wants you to arrive at your destination safe and sound.
Here are a few tips to help you avoid texting while driving.
Ask a passenger to send a text for you.
You can see who texted you after you stop driving. Throw the phone in the backseat if you don't have the willpower. It's not worth dying over.
If you need to send a text, pull over to a safe area first.
Set up a message to tell your friend that you are driving and you'll get back to them as soon as possible.
Admit it, parents, how many times have you texted while driving? In our fast-paced society, it's hard not to answer a text as soon as it rings. But remember, your kids are watching and will inevitably follow your behavior.
Remember, texting and driving is dangerous. This has been a message brought to you by the O'Fallon Mayor's Youth Advisory Council.
Welcome back to Energy. Learning to swim has never been easy. Here's everything you need to know about the swim lessons offered at the Renaud Spirit Center.
Want to make a big splash in your child's life? Try the Renaud Spirit Center Swim Lessons program. It's the perfect way to learn how to swim while having gallons of fun.
I think swimming is something everybody has to learn how to do. Swimming, in my opinion, is something that it's not only a great exercise and a great opportunity to develop muscles and those types of things, but I think it's essential for survival, in my opinion.
With classes available for every age and skill level, our talented instructors will help your child build confidence in the water and develop the skills they'll need to be effective swimmers.
Well, we start off, we make sure they know the basics like kicking and scooping before we do anything else, like letting them swim on their own. And then we teach them and we let them go on their own a little bit, but we make sure we stay close to them so that they feel comfortable enough so that we can grab them if they do go under.
I decided to bring my daughter here because it is a good atmosphere. I come and swim with her. She loves the kids here, she loves the teachers, and I think that it provides a good learning environment for her.
Our classes start with a Fear of Water course, which will introduce young children to the water and teach them introductory swimming skills. More advanced classes help swimmers master all 4 major swim strokes. Each successive class builds upon the skills they're learning, and our small class sizes ensure each swimmer gets plenty of attention.
We've been bringing my daughter here for the past 3 years now. We enjoy it, and most importantly, she enjoys it, and it's something we'll continue to do. She really likes the teachers. and she does learn. And I think I've seen her grow in her ability to listen to the teacher, but also as she's picking up skills.
Interested in enrolling in swim lessons? With multiple classes offered every month, it's easy to fit into your schedule. Check your OFallon Rec Guide for more info about our swim lessons, or give the Renaud Spirit Center a call at 636-474-2732.
Want to rent a pavilion? It's easy. Here's Luann Davis with more.
The city has 5 parks with pavilions to rent: Sports Park, Civic Park, Fort Zumwalt Park, Westhoff Park, and Dames Park. Individuals can call our offices and check about pavilion availability, but to rent a pavilion you must come to one of our offices in person, either at the Renaud Spirit Center or the Parks and Recreation offices, because you are going to receive a permit and you will need to sign it and pay your fee at that time. When a person rents a pavilion, in order to receive the resident rate, they must prove residency. And you can do that when you come to our offices by providing 2 items with your OFallon address on it. One of them must be a photo ID. So it could be your driver's license, your checkbook, utility bill, trash bill, voter registration card. Any of those items would prove that you're an OFallon resident, and that will give you the OFallon resident rate. When you come in to rent a pavilion, you let us know which pavilion you want to rent on what date, and we will get you a permit for that day, and then you will pay the fee. The fees range anywhere from $25 to $100, and the fees are based on the size of the pavilion. Pavilions can be rented for any day of the week, and when you rent a pavilion, you have rented the pavilion for the full day. You get it from sunrise to sunset. It is yours for use for that entire day. Individuals will begin reserving pavilions as early as January 1. We rent pavilions for the calendar year, so we'll begin renting pavilions for 2012 on January 1, 2012. The city does have 9 pavilions available to rent. Some of our parks only have 1 pavilion, but we do have several parks that have multiple pavilions. Dames Park has 3 pavilions, Civic Park has 2 pavilions, and Sports Park also has 2 pavilions. So we do try to give everybody access to our pavilions, and hopefully in the future we'll be building some more.
There's always something to do in O'Fallon. Here's a look at what's coming up next. Little Rascals T-Ball League is an exciting way to introduce your child to baseball. Early registration for this 6-week program ends on February 23rd, and late registration closes on March 8th. Check your rec guide or call the Renaud Spirit Center for more info. Young players love our exciting 8-game soccer leagues. Our co-ed leagues focus on soccer skills, rules, and most importantly, fun. Games are played on Saturdays at O'Fallon Sports Park. Registration ends February 23rd or when the league fills, so sign up early. We'll turn the RSC pool into our very own dive-in movie theater on March 18th. Bring your whole family and watch Disney's Tangled while floating on an inner tube. The movie starts on Friday, March 18th at 6:30 p.m., but space is limited, so get there early. Who says kids get to have all the fun? Our flashlight Easter egg hunt is a great event for the over 21 crowd. Bring your own flashlight and Easter basket and get ready to search for eggs. Tickets must be purchased in advance, so call the RSC and sign up early. Our annual Breakfast with the Bunny returns on Saturday, March 31st. Join us for a terrific all-you-can-eat pancake and sausage breakfast and meet everyone's favorite Easter bunny. We also have great games and activities for youngsters. Space is limited, so register early. Today on Energy, we've planted a tree with O'Fallon's Parks and Rec Department, checked out the fitness classes offered by the Renaud Spirit Center, and gotten a snapshot of what the OFallon Photo Club is all about. So what are you waiting for? Get out there and burn some energy.